About 6 months ago, I walked away from a six-figure job to make YouTube videos. And strangely enough, it was a job I had zero complaints about. I was working from home most days, an amazing work culture, a manager I actually liked and looked up to, sponsored work trips, interstate and international, a promotion lined up for me in 6 months, more money than a single guy could spend. From the outside, as close to perfection as it gets. And I still couldn't sleep because most nights one question kept me up thinking, if everything is this good, why do I feel this empty? First, let's talk about what I was actually walking away from. My first job at 19 was delivering flyers on foot through the northern suburbs of Melbourne. Usually it'll be like a 25-kilometer walk in 4 to 5 hours. Then I started working in an Italian restaurant, then making burgers at Hungry Jack's, then bussing tables at a bar in Richmond. So when my title finally read supply planning functional expert at one of the biggest FMCG companies globally, that wasn't just a job to me. That was more than the dream I'd started with. And I had a head start in my corporate career, 3 promotions in my first 4 years. My salary package doubled. The drive that I had for my corporate career when I started was real, and it got paid in promotion, success metrics, and money. Now comes the part I couldn't explain to anyone else or myself, because somewhere along the way, that drive went missing. And I want to say this carefully because I know how lucky this problem sounds. I was grateful for all of it, and I was not content. There was a void, and for all I knew, it grew a little bigger every night I lay awake, asking why it was even there. I named it the comfortable void. The comfortable void is when your life is full enough to be grateful for and still empty enough to keep you awake. Nothing is wrong, but something is missing. And both are true at once, and living both at once is tiring and confusing at the same time. It took me a while to figure it all out. It definitely wasn't an overnight revelation. The most uncomfortable truth that I had to sit with was that I wasn't giving my 100%. I was getting all my work done, plus a little more, but nowhere near my full potential. And I knew it within myself. There was more in me that I had to let out. And whatever that more was, it was the same thing that was keeping me awake at night, that was uncomfortable enough in my otherwise very comfortable life. So I asked myself, if this isn't it, what is? And what's the trade-off? And honestly, I didn't have a straight answer. So I went digging, some introspection, some discovering, a lot of thinking and a lot of writing. And I realized that I wasn't after a different destination. I was after a different direction. And that distinction is critical. A destination is a title, a number, a finish line, whereas a direction is a way of moving. One that keeps my curiosity alive. That direction that challenges me to be a better version of myself. One where my daily actions line up with my values. For me, that direction was this: thinking, writing, making videos about topics that I find interesting. Then I did what a supply planner does. I ran the numbers and weighed the trade-offs, the pros and cons. And finally I landed on one line. It's either now or never. Right now I'm single, no kids, nobody depending on myself for their well-being. But every year from now, the responsibilities might stack up. I might have a partner, I might have kids or a family to look after. And when you have more responsibilities, big swings get harder to take. So in January this year, I pulled the trigger, handed in my 6-week notice and resigned to pursue my passion full time. And now with 6 months in, here's what I learned. I work more hours than I ever did at the job. I earn nothing yet, zero. And maybe you're thinking easy to sound at peace while the savings are still holding. Fair. Ask me again in a year. But I can be honest with this one thing. The void, that comfortable void that I was talking about, is gone. That shallow feeling of holding more, but expressing less, disappeared. I've picked up a whole stack of new skills. I've been enjoying the process of thinking, writing, shooting videos, looking at things from a different lens. And above everything else, I'm learning about life, about art, about humans, about myself. The hours are longer and the days are fuller. Both are true, and I feel more alive because I feel like I'm genuinely living more. Now, the biggest learning. If I have to pick up one hurdle from this journey, it's winning your own heart, your own conviction. I had to learn this one the hard way because in the beginning, every doubt looked external. The voice in my head ran the same questions on a loop. What would my family say? What would my friends and colleagues think? What if I run out of money? And every one of them came from inside my own head. Nobody else was actually asking. It was an internal battle all along, right up to the day I pulled the trigger and resigned. The only person who needs to believe in you is you. Your conviction in your life matters the most. And was it risky? There's no doubt about it. There's way more work involved, more late nights, and a real chance that I will fail. But failure is part of life, and I'm choosing to bet on myself and my potential rather than on a comfortable job. And as long as I stay aligned, as long as I keep acting in my direction, I'm winning. Now, if you find yourself in my shoes, I'm not asking you to quit your job. Most people shouldn't, and comfort is not a disease. If your work feeds something real in you, keep going. You've already won this game. But if you feel that you're living inside the comfortable void, full enough to be grateful for, and still empty enough to keep you awake, if that's you, here's what my experience says. Don't suppress the void. Address it. Whatever keeps you up at night is data, information for you to act on. Get to know what you actually value. On paper, not in your head. Write it down. The direction hides in your own writing. Run your numbers honestly so the bet becomes a decision, a calculated decision and not a gamble. And if you do take the swing, grade yourself on the process, not the outcome. Slow progress is still progress. That last line is the oldest idea on this channel. Karma Yoga. The action is yours, the result never was. And it's the mantra I'm running this channel on too. The algorithm will take its time, but that's not stopping me anytime soon. This is just me sharing my journey. I'm grateful and I know I'm privileged that I get to walk in this direction at all. Hopefully for a long time as I get better at being useful to you, to my audience. I hope that you find your direction before the void gets loud. And I hope you win your own heart first in that internal battle. See you soon. Ciao.